Conspiracy, conspiracy. The NFL is all scripted. Scripted. Ooh, bloody. Dude. Yesterday's game when Denver played Miami, there was two historical records set. It was just as bad. It was way worse than the Eagles, how they played us when they were making their way to be a Super Bowl team and becoming an unstoppable force for the Super Bowl. When they beat the Patriots. But let's get to talking about this. So, it was a dumpster fire. it was an absolute dumpster fire. Oh, Lord. I mean, where do I begin? I mean, Russell Wilson threw for 300 yards, three touchdowns, and interception. Special teams actually got a touchdown in like 10 years that I just heard from Brandon Curtis. I was like, what the world? It was a dumpster fire. We lost by 50 points. We were able to get 20 freaking points on the board, but Miami had Tyreek Hill freaking scorch the defense. Our secondary was trash. Secondary was blah. And then the run defense was blah. And then the blitzing was nee. At best, we played like we were playing 2019 all over again. An absolute dumpster fire. Or was it 2018? Maybe it was 2018. We played like a dumpster fire. Oh, God, Denver, why did you do this? You let all of us Denver fans down, guy. Oh, God, the Broncos had an absolute burner. That's what it was. I mean, it was like I said, a dumpster fire. They kept adding fuel to the fire. It kept in a barrel. Imagine just pouring gas in a burning barrel and it just a flame just explodes. Like, God, dogs, son. That just makes everything worse. It was literally 20-7. Raheem Mostert went off. And that rookie running back they had. 4 touchdowns and 100+ yards gained. When we had the best defense on stopping the run game, on stopping our secondary was really good for stopping the passing game. But this year, for the first 3 weeks, our defense couldn't do anything. Like, we had the #1 best rushing defense, passing defense last year. And then we hired the no good Vance Joseph hire back in 2018, where everybody kept saying he was really similar to Mike Tomlin, the Steelers coach. They said he had the same mindset, the same kind of thing that he can carry to lead a team within just offense and defense of the mind of both sides of the ball. And he was supposedly a genius, even though he was an upcoming coach. Honestly, I didn't mind Vic Fangio. The only issue we needed was an offensive coordinator. Pat Schumer couldn't get it done. I didn't mind Vic Fangio because his defense was good. We just needed an offensive coordinator that could lead the team. Literally, we could leave. We needed an offensive coordinator that can help. I mean, shoot, Drew Lock, I'm not mad at Drew. He was still my quarterback. But if the offense didn't hold up, Drew Lock wouldn't have tried to keep making some of these crazy lopsided mistakes. Or he kept playing hero ball all the time like he did in Mizzou. Besides, I kind of learned that that program down there in Mizzou was actually a small development program to where he didn't have the experience to where they were supposed to say where he came into the NFL. He didn't have the experience he needed to come on over to play in the NFL. Like how Justin Herbert was ready, because the system he had in college actually had him prepared for this. Each college program, they say either it's not to an NFL level standard or it's kind of still in the college level standard to where it's not like where they're actually eligible to be ready. Like, if they say that, then they need to hold them back until they're actually able to do what they need to do by being a player that knows how to actually be prepared from taking over from the college level to the professional level. And shoot, most of them players that don't make it to the professional level actually go either, if they get just where they get cut and they don't make a roster, sometimes they can go to the XFL or the CFL. And I also heard this year that the XFL and the CFL are going to combine this year. I saw that on CBS today, not CBS, yeah. It was on a news article that CBS posted on that was on Facebook. So I saw that, I was like, what y'all cooking? What is y'all cooking? Because I know you ain't letting Russ cook. Those two organization owners are coming up with something smart. Add more teams. We could have a much bigger football franchise that could be very competitive with the NFL if the CFL and the XFL come together and make a giant organization that could eventually maybe compete with the NFL, which kind of gives us some spring and summertime football action. That actually is not a bad idea. I miss Wade Phillips, though. He's on the Houston, what is it, the Houston Renegades is what it is, or the Roughnecks? I don't know where he is. I saw something where a post was showing up where he was, and I was like, either him or Fake Fangio, because I miss the all-time great defensive coordinators we had that actually made Denver really good. The Broncos were on top of the world. What's up, A1? The Broncos were literally on top of the world, dude. After Super Bowl 51, talking about football stuff, I've talked about the game yesterday, because Denver got torched by Miami bad. I mean, it was a dumpster fire. It's like you had gas, and it just, it was terrible. Holy mackerel, dude. It's like Denver was the freaking fish they caught on the, I'm not gonna be bothering her for a while. But when I see her again, or if she ever shows my chat, I'll let her know. I'm not gonna be bothering her for a while. She's got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm gonna do her thing. To when she's not so stressed and overwhelmed, and she's ready to be able to talk with everybody once everything's all clear and non-stress free. I will ask her. That's another time for another thing in the future. But for right now, back on hand here for the game. Like, they said the highest scored game was against Washington back in 1966. 73 points were scored. Football back then. Like, what the hell? Might as well just let the Denver Nuggets play the freaking Miami Heat. Oh, God. And I also saw that Deion Sanders felt kind of miserable after that loss to the Oregon. Deion Sanders was being Mr. Hype-Up coach, but Colorado got scorched by Oregon. Bad. The last one I saw was 35-0, and I was like, what the crap? And another thing, so many people have been telling me in the past, over so many years that have passed me by, to where I used to just sit there and talk about sports stuff all the time. I know that's where they call it. I know that's what they call it over there, but we call it soccer here. They call it football here. We call it soccer over here. But when they look at our football, some of them are just like, that's not football. These guys are throwing the ball around with their hands. Their football is actually... And my niece used to play soccer, and she's pretty good at it. So there is an athletic background in my family, because I ran track. My niece played soccer. My brother, I don't know what the heck he did. What's up, Eddie? Just talking about the Denver and Miami game. It was embarrassing as a fan, dude. I mean, it was embarrassing. But I made a community post just to keep the flow of everything, kind of trying to keep it going positive here. No more negative crap. Just be positive. But after what I saw, I'm like, dude, the last time I seen this was when Carson Wentz was on his MVP session. And it was back in, 2018, 2019? And the Eagles went to the Super Bowl? After Carson Wentz had his ACL torn when he was going to go score a touchdown in the end zone after getting hit pretty hard from below the knee from I think it was Aaron Donald or somebody, one of the defensive guys hit Carson Wentz and it took him out. And that pretty much ruined his MVP session in that time when they faced the Rams. But between the Rams and the Eagles, they were both competitive. That's when the Eagles were on a tear. But if it wasn't for Nick Foles and that head coach that they had that made that Super Bowl special, so many people kept doubting me, like, oh no, the Eagles ain't going to Super Bowl. The Eagles ain't going to Super Bowl. Oh, yes, they did too. Oh, yes, they did too. Yes, sir. You know they did. Because of Alshon Jeffrey and that defense. But oddly enough, the Eagles, sadly, that defense that the Eagles had was actually quite good. But they were only able to get a sack on Brady towards the end. I mean, they were able to bring the pressure, but I guess the Patriots kind of had the offensive scouted of not an offense scouted. They had the offense tuned to be prepared for blitzes and stuff. Oh, I'm talking about football stuff, Eddie, and I'm doing all right, buddy. Trying to stay away from all the negative stuff and just try to escape the box a little bit and talk about some stuff. People were telling me a long time ago that I should be a sports analyst because I know numbers. Well, that's the thing. I used to know so much back then. I don't like I do now because a lot of this stuff, after not losing interest, I kept trying to figure out what to do with myself. I had a lot of people break me down because I was really passionate, wanting to try to figure out what I wanted to do. I had a lot of people chop me down. I was passionate about what I was trying to find. And if I'm being negative, I'll stop myself right there and hold that horse accountable. I'm like, look here, mister. We're going to that trough, but I can't make you drink. I'm not going to sit there and be like, not today, Mr. Horse. I will hold that horse accountable. Oh, man, I'm excited, too. Minecraft. We need to do something different with our adventure today. I think we need to make some armor for ourselves, enchant it, or actually, we need to go to the Nether. Let's get some XP. We need to go to the Nether and get some XP. Make sure you got gold boots when we go in there. Like I said, those piglins will murder us if we don't go in there. Them piglins, except when we go to those towers and stuff, Eddie. I'm gonna show you those towers. They've got chests in there, and they got pretty decent loot. Pretty good loot, and they're pretty freaking well defended.
I am not going to be negative today. Because if I am, I'm holding myself accountable. If I have to, I'll interrogate myself in the mirror. Or go back out and shoot boxes. Lift weights, something. But, yeah. Where were we? Sport. I used to know quite a bit about sports stuff. But it just, like I said, I just had people just kind of shut me down. Because, I was trying to just figure out what I wanted to do, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to be a sports guy or analyzing, but that's the thing, I can keep up with numbers and records and stuff, but if I don't keep And we back in the city, here to turn it up. Okay, we got that business took and squared away. Alright, squared away and bagged away. We back! Okay, got that took care of. We're back. If I can remember that. So, we're back, we're live, and we're here. We're back. So, yeah, I just got a promise to call an old friend back. They said he'd call me, so we got in touch and we started talking football, and goodness, give me a hard time. Give me a hard frickin' time, bro. Oh, cheesy for you. That's cheesy for you. Give him a hard old time. So, where was I? Speaking of what I was talking about earlier, Carson Wentz was having the MVP season of his time. Because I'm not mistaken on, I think it was either 2017, the Eagles traded Sam Bradford off over to the Vikings, where Sam Bradford was going to actually go off before of an injury that started to take and crash his career, and after that he went downhill because it looked like he was going to have an MVP season on the Vikings. It literally looked like he was going to have an MVP season until that injury hit him, and he started crashing down hard once that happened. Because once that happened, he went down hard. Because his career, he was actually on a good height for a while, knowing he was on the St. Louis Rams. And now I hate that they changed it to the LA Rams, back to where they originally come from, and I kind of miss them being in St. Louis. I miss St. Louis. I miss the San Diego Chargers, the Oakland Raiders. Now there's so much within so many things have changed, and it all just hit a flat. It all just took a crash and hit the ground running. But with time, the Eagles were going to have one of the best times they went when they had Carson Wentz. Because, I mean, the Eagles had some pretty tough games, especially against the Chiefs. But they were able to pull out I believe it was a close win or a loss. I don't know which one it was, but there was a lot of BS penalties. A lot of them. And you still see them, just like what happened to Denver against Washington. But our defense played like doo-doo. It played like doo-doo. And it was very depressing. I couldn't stand it. We played like doo-doo, but we played like doo-doo. It's like somebody put a voodoo curse on the team and it just flew off into a building. and exploded into a million freaking pieces everywhere. We literally played like duty. We still playing like duty. I mean, we had the number one defense. We had the number one. We had the number one running. We had the number one cornerback in all the football league, except it was a battle between Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner. Between the two of them, Sauce Gardner reminds me a lot of Darrelle Revis, and Pat Surtain reminds me a lot of Champ Bailey. Those two dudes are goats. Those past legends were goats. Champ Bailey and Darrelle Revis. Bro, Darrelle Revis was a madman. But he has been shut down many a times before by some of the top receivers in the league. I don't know which ones did it, but afterwards, you know, his final time was on the Chiefs, and then he retired. He was gonna definitely. But if you had him, Champ Bailey, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Bobby Wagner, along with Aaron Donald, two middle linebackers, and then you had your right outside rusher with Von Miller, and then of course if you had on the left side Elvis Dumervil. Holy shit! The freaking safety and free safety gonna be really out there. The corner's gonna be out there to really test it. I mean, Richard Sherman was good, but after he got so cocky of wanting to, you know, go against Tyreek Hill, don't get me wrong, he's a good corner. But he really, I kept thinking that he was going to get Tyreek Hill. What I didn't realize, Father Time was catching up to Richard Sherman. So Richard Sherman was, my buddy, he's a Seahawks fan. He loved Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner. I mean, he loved the Legion of Doom. The Legion of Boom, my bad. Not Legion of Doom. Jesus, we're not talking DC Comics here. We're talking football here, not DC Comics. Which I do know a little bit on too. But that 48-8 loss that Denver suffered, I will never forgive Seattle for that. No. We were the best number one ranked offense in 2013. Till the start of the game, freaking center overhyped the ball and into the damn end zone. And then Seattle capitalized on it. Since then, it's like we got a curse. But Super Bowl back in 2015 was awesome. I won't get over that. I won't get over that loss we suffered. I won't ever get over it. It still haunts me, man. It's a daunting loss that I'll never forget. But I gotta admit, though, with Tampa Bay shutting down Kansas City in the Super Bowl, bruh, I'm not a Brady fan. I'll never cross over the lines of being a Brady fan. But the only player that I was riding with was the former Bronco, Shaq Barrett. He was a beast. Him and Shane Ray together, I mean, they were behind DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. Those guys were just great. They were good players. Let me share my stream out. We're talking football stuff here, so. I mean, literally. They were great. I mean, they were great. I mean, they were absolutely great. Especially being behind those, because that defense, we were running I think it was a 3-4, 4-3 defense, because that's what we ran. That's what we strived on. Was how Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware were a beast duo. I won't forget those prime days of the Broncos, because I watched them days. I wish we could go back in time, but sadly, I am cooking up something though. I'm cooking some fire content coming. Football stuff, that is. Because I'm not playing any more new Maddens. I'm basically done with the Madden franchise from all these new games until EA gets their stuff together. Not overhyping the content. And not with all these stupid money transactions for Ultimate Team or what is it? Ultimate Team. They got so many new freaking things that it's ridiculous. Like it's on to the point where Madden just don't care and they're gotten lazy with their franchise. Like Madden 12 and then Madden 25 was a decent game, but Madden 12 was actually the last good Madden. You guys need to check out the Soft Drink TV. That's where that's kind of where like most of the kind of what I'm saying is kind of somewhat from him. And I like some of his opinions on that, and he's really like well versed in that stuff. So he seems like he really does do his research and does his digging down on some of that stuff. So I'm sure being a Madden veteran that knows quite a bit from each of the games and knows which is the best game versus which was the absolute dumpster fire Madden. So a lot of the Maddens after Madden 25, when Madden 25 was the one where it was actually going to peak and actually do something with itself. Afterwards, Madden just chopped out all the pieces that made it good, and the rest of them just turned to absolute dumpster fire, and they just add content with microtransactions and prices just so people will go and spend hundreds of stupid dollars when really I don't see a point in spending hundreds of dollars on just a game with extra stuff. When I just go, it's simple enough to just buy the game at the price that you can get it for and just be happy with it. I don't see going out there and spending hundreds of dollars just for excess content that will eventually you will burn out on and get tired of and be bored. So there's really no point in it. So yeah, I don't see a point in that, honestly. But when I first started playing Madden, my first Madden was Madden 12, which I fell in love with, and I enjoyed the features, the franchise mode, the exhibition matches, and then putting together my own custom rosters. I mean, I went ham when I made custom rosters, because I'll go and look at some of the players that we've got, and I'll go through MUT and look at some of the cards that they had, and take a look at some of the players where they had their best year to where they were actually really good. Well, they actually had a good year. Because when they were actually going off and tearing it up on the field and writing history for their best of years. What? Oh. Well, they were actually having their best of years. But like, I'm not kidding y'all. I mean, because that's how I go and build my Ultimate. That's how I build my franchise and stuff. I don't go and play Madden Ultimate Teams. I played it maybe once or twice, and I couldn't really stick with it because it just wasn't my thing. It just wasn't my thing because it was more focused on like building the. I just wanted to build the Ultimate Team so I can simulate how each of the teams play out on franchise mode. On how they do on franchise mode. Like on franchise mode and everything, because like that was the best time to where us Madden players can just sit back and put together some of the greatest teams from, even if they're a rookie, even if you have the old game and you look at and you have the players from the rookie year and stuff, from like the rookie year and everything. From like the rookie year and everything. You look back at the rookie year and you look into the future of that player that actually had the best year, and you look at the stats on that Madden versus the old Madden to the new Madden, I'll take and copy the stats to where they had the best year and try to do what I gotta do to make that player good. Because I will take and go through every roster, either trade or cut players and add them to a certain team to where they'll be good. Because that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do and stuff. Because like I'll take and look at some of the players that some teams have already signed, or if they're in a rookie, I will take and sign them on a current team, and I'll give them like a really good beast overall to where each team is going to either be balanced, they're going to be overpowered, or they're going to be just like there's going to probably be maybe 3 or 4 teams that'll make it to the playoffs that I've like made really good by all that editing, the trading, the free agency signings and stuff like that. And then sometimes if there's already a player that has already overall good stats, I'm not going to undo that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is unless I feel like I should put a little emphasis on it. Because that's how I do it. Because I don't really give a crap about Ultimate Teams. If I see something that I want to build on, I'll build on it. Because that's just how I do it. Because that's how I'll do it. Because that's just how I'll build my franchise. But like with most of these newer franchises in the game today, they don't have the feel. Like from Madden 12, Madden 11, Madden 10, Madden 08, Madden 09. Those Maddens were the better Maddens. But a lot of people remember the one with Michael Vick on the Falcons where he went off. I think, what was it? Madden 04 or was it? It was the one where he was on the Falcons. And he was pretty good. Before they drafted Matt Ryan. God, Matt Ryan was good. Shit, he's still a free agent. Why don't the Jets go after him? The Jets need to go after him if they need a quarterback. I mean, shoot, go after him or go after Carson Wentz. My good Lord. God, you got 2 good quarterbacks sitting on the sidelines here. Good God, dog. Oh, don't anybody give me crap over Matt Ryan. He was good on the Falcons. Don't anybody bring up that 28-3 loss when the freaking Patriots came back and said, "Deuces, you out here." They said, "Deuces, you out here in the dumpster." Is that the dog? Is that the dog bleeding? Yeah, that's the dog bleeding. That dog's picking at himself again. But yeah, New England said the Falcons had the best overall offense. New England's like, not today. We adjusted our defense. Deuces, we out here. Man, screw New England. Y'all cheating Patriots. Y'all call the New England Cheetahs because you're always cheating all the time. There was so many Spygate issues, deflating the ball, freaking screwing with the play clock. Good God. Intervening with some of the systems from across the field so you can know what the other team is calling. Strange. Really strange. Like, strange. But good gravy. Oh, brother. Talk about some years of mess of Super Bowls. Oh, the Rams and the Patriots. Oh my God. People said that was the most boring Super Bowl. I mean, it was a defensive battle. I mean, what do you expect? Defenses are going off, but the Patriots had the number on that offense of the Rams, but the Patriots offense just got slowed down by MVP Aaron Donald. So stinking funny. Oh, but they weren't able to get many blitzes off him. trying to get to Brady. And the pressure was there, but they just weren't able to like freaking sack him. And then of course the NFL decides to go all soft and like stop to where it got so rough to where they freaking hit the quarterback. Instead, they made it to where they'll just like throw him down and not even hit him. Because it's, well, I get you get paid big money, but you're getting paid big money to play football, not baby tackling. Like, what? Might as well just throw a freaking mattress down and push him on it. Might as well do that. Like, go freaking figure, dude.
Yeah, freaking figure. Oh my God, get off me. Get off me. Get off.
I think an old friend wants to say something. I think the beer man's back, or his crazy self's back. Guys, I think he's coming back. You better not tell me I'm coming back. I'm back. Hello, this is Officer Corbin. I'm back with the police society today. After what I saw in that playoff game, I think we have some terrible playoff games. Looks like we're gonna have a good season this year, seeing what teams will go to the playoffs. So, I think it's probably best to see how all things go according to the NFL's stat sheets. And, well, these so-called sports analysts that predict the plays don't understand what they're doing. Oh, hold on, I gotta take care of this. Hey, why are you walking drink again? Why are you drinking beer? Didn't I tell you to stop walking on the line when you were supposed to walk the line the last time, you drunken butterfly-loving weirdo? But I have too much beer. You're a drunken fool. Drunks. Stupid drunken guy over there. I told him to stop drinking all the beer, but he drank all the beer. This is Officer Corbin. I gotta go take care of a crime. Well, Officer Corbis left in a hurry. I guess he had to go take care of that drunk guy from the last time. Geez, you ain't seen that guy in almost 3 years, and apparently he's back. Shoot. I might go do some other stuff. Whew. I've been rambling for about football stuff for a while now. 30 minutes. Shoot, buddy. But, yeah. So let me go ahead and finish up on this. Let this be our best topic for finishing. I know everybody likes Madden Ultimate Teams because you can get the best cards where the player had the best year and had some of their MVP season type stats. I go to Madden Franchise Mode on Madden 12 or any of the other Maddens, and I will make a custom team. If they've got some of the players already there, if they're on a rookie, I'm going to some of the further seasons in the future and give them those stats that they had in some of the newer Madden games and put those stats onto what I'm building into my franchise mode so that you can actually check that out and play. Actually, I ain't gonna. You can do that by adding those stats that the player from every year that they had their best season from on MUT Madden Ultimate Team. You just go to the website, look at the stats of the card. But if you already have some of those players that were like drafted in their rookie year into the future where they had their best season, and if there's some players in there that you do not have, the best thing to do is take and find a random player and give those stats that you feel best that will fit in within like a scheme or fit in with what you're trying to build as like a game player. So there's like something to go off of. I see that more fun than I see Ultimate Teams, because I can just simulate and let the teams go ham, see who goes to the Super Bowl. I sometimes simulate it, sometimes I'll play it. Sometimes I'll simulate it, sometimes I'll play it. I had a freaking rookie I actually had a really good quarterback that made the Jets really good, but he was really injury prone. I think that predicted the future of Carson Wentz. Oh, I hate that people say Carson Wentz is injury prone, but I decided not to believe so. I really don't, but yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, that's literally what I do in franchise mode. I see it more fun than Ultimate Teams. Ultimate Teams just involves transactions, money spent, going after coins, grinding like a madman. No. And playing online with people that talk trash. I don't see a point in that. I really don't. But I think that'll be the conclusion of the end of that topping on the cake. Thank you, everybody. Like, sub, hit that bell. I'll see y'all on the next one.
We out here. See ya, alligators.